This house don't go down. You see that house? Make you see. House don't go.
Over the years, residents of Magodo have suffered untold hardship in the hand of land speculators, as their property has been subjected to a tussle that reportedly dates back to the 1980s.
So that's why we are here. We are here to draw the attention of the whole world to this anomaly. This is a misnomer to have police, armed policemen in a peaceful estate. We are not fighting anybody. There is no kidnapping. There is no robbery. There is nothing. So what are policemen doing here? Armed to the teeth. That's what we are calling on whoever has brought them here, particularly the IG of police, to please take this men out of our estate.
Recall that on the 21st of December 2021, a team of officers escorted bulldozers to the estate, but residents of the area protested the move and the police withdrew from the estate after the state intervened. Sequel to this, another army of land grabbers illegally entered, cleared, and destroyed the wetland areas of Magodo. After several attempts to get the intervention of the government, which they say proved abortive so far, the Magodo Residents Association, led by their chairman, Mr. Bajo Oshinubi, held a press conference on Wednesday, June 22, 2022, at the MRA Secretariat Hall, Lagos, to further make their plight known to relevant authorities.
We can no longer stay silent about these land speculators within our estate and its environs. It is time to speak out so that these enemies of peace and progress can stop terrorizing us. Residents of Magodo Jari Phase 2 are saying enough is enough. We wrote to the Lagos State Government and the Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development asking that they come to our aid. The ministry granted us a meeting in Alausa on the 1st of June where we re-emphasized the illegal activities of these land speculators within the wetland and enjoined the government to take a firm decision and stop them. We are aware that Lagos State Government owns Magodo Area Residential Scheme. We are aware that Lagos State Government owns Magodo Area Residential Scheme and has the power to clamp down on the activities of any trespassers in the wetland.
There are just 2 points I want to emphasize. The first one is that, one, the government, the agencies of government that superintend over land matters need to be on the lookout. And being on the lookout means that the works that were being done in the wetlands area are taking a long period to do it. So it will be very difficult to think that they are not aware that had been done, and in which case what happened in the last couple of weeks were clearly avoidable if steps had been taken even to have stopped it. And so we want to just appeal to those agencies of government to be kind enough to be on the lookout, because it will seem that these land grabbers, they exercise impunity and disregard for the government, because there is none of them, if they have any regard for processes that would go into such a place. That's number one. The number two thing I want to say would also be to plead with the government that even in the event that they decide to create another scheme in that location, there is a need for a very thorough environmental impact assessment that needs to be done so that the entire schemes, both 1 and 2, will not collapse into the one they want to do, because the ecosystem is being destroyed, the natural water body and parts are being affected. And so if there is a need to do it, apart from stopping them from illegal activities, which is not being supervised, which can actually bring a lot of erosion even to this end, we want to plead that the government should be kind enough to enjoin all the agencies to make sure that proper studies, tests are done before the schemes are eventually done.
POT is also very much aware that we are on a partnership journey with the government, and it will continue to be so, because without the government we cannot move forward, and without us the people, the government cannot also move forward. And so we are appealing, using this medium once again, believing and trusting God that this medium will be the last medium we will use, and we'll call you back, the pressmen and women, to say everything is over. It is our hope, and because one man has been impacted, one family has been impacted, the rest of us are impacted. You saw the video, the embankment, everything along that stretch is giving way. And so, like we rightly have said to the government, we want them to have the final say on that wetland so that they can develop it, take care of all the environmental issues that are arising right now, and have an entrance, not through this estate, but through all the places that they know will be the right places to go from there to those places. And so, gentlemen of the press, our mission here is not a war, it's not a fight, it's an appeal, because we have confidence and trust in the government.
These illegal activities of these land speculators caused a collapse of the property perimeter of a resident due to the continued excavation of the natural embankment to the property.
I left home on Friday evening and I came back on Sunday morning, and I met my compound had caved in. Before now, the activities of the people clearing the wetlands just behind my fence here, has been going on unabated, despite complaints, both personally, both also by the Residents Association through the chairman. Several meetings have been held with them, and I think with the state government too. But we've always had responses about things being done. I mean, we are working on it, things are being done. But we realized that the activities continued unabated, all right? Up to the point that we even had caterpillars walking right behind our fence. Eventually, the excavators have cleared the base, which holds up the fence, and the fence collapsed. The house, as we speak now, is currently threatened. It's a sad and upsetting occurrence, especially when you realize that it is completely avoidable. All right, even if this development was going to go on, I mean, I'm sure there are rules, there are regulations that should guide when you clear land. There was no reason for them to come so close to our fence and remove everything that was holding it up. But that will happen when there was no monitoring, there was no supervision, and it was being handled by, I dare say, unprofessional people. That is where you get this kind of reactions. or answers. So, I mean, that's our experience. And it's sad because, I mean, we've lived here for 13 years plus, and we've lived peacefully, and we haven't had any of these kind of problems. This is a man-made problem, and it's sad. Sad more so when you realize that we had been shouting about this occurrence likely to happen due to these activities.
While newsmen were giving a mini tour around the affected areas, Chairperson of Ikosi Sherry LCDA, Princess Samiat Abonlale Bada, who has been a link between the government and the residents, assured them that the government has come up with a solution and actions will be taken soon.
The deed has been done, it has happened, it is the solution is what we are going to provide, which we have already provided. So the solution is coming to them soon, and that's why they don't want them to come in through this MRA2, right? That is just the solution. And we as a government, we are listening. We have a listening governor, and the governor who is ready to tackle anything that comes to his table, and which he has approved for us to go and do and tackle it and the way it should be. So that is what I have come to discuss with them.
The residents trust relevant authorities will hear their plea to help expose and stop the activities of these seemingly powerful and invisible land speculators, as they believe they are dealing with a responsible government.